Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another chat about video games, along with Exile Magpie.
Hello!
Of course.
Hello,
Always
hello,
Exile Magpie.
hello.
We're a staple now.
Yes. Yes,
We're like
indeed.
25 episodes in. And
I know.
still nobody watches these videos.
Look, YouTube is YouTube, and YouTube is the worst. I'll just put that out there.
It's fine.
It doesn't want... YouTube, look, let's all be honest. YouTube does not want new creators.
It's fine.
Well, there was definitely stuff to talk about this week.
There's a couple of things to talk about. Main thing, obviously the Xbox, but we're going to leave that till later because there's a lot to go through for the Xbox.
Yes, and we're going to be probably talking a lot about it. So
yeah, so we're just going to quickly do the rumour mill. We're also going to talk about PlayStation 5 for a quick couple of seconds.
Yes.
And then we'll get on to the Xbox.
Yes.
So first off, Hideo Kojima in talks with horror mangaka Junji Ito to develop a new game. Now, Junji Ito and Hideo Kojima were actually supposed to be working together on Silent Hills. It's why a lot of the in PT, a lot of the
horror is...
a lot of the weird things that you see, like the baby in the sink,
yeah,
and stuff like that. That's Junji Ito.
Yeah,
that's
like,
his sort of thing.
Look up his shit. It is, but like when people talk about nightmare fuel, they are not. They don't know what they're talking about unless they see some of this guy's stuff. It is
body horror, and body horror is not my thing. So
yeah, but this is literally fucking running through walls.
Yeah,
scare, like freak out, like holy fucking shit. It is the most frightening stuff I've ever seen, and they're just still images. They're terrifying.
Like his imagination for the stuff is
and it's not just terrifying, it's unnerving as well.
Yeah.
It's very like
it's always giving me like there's like while you're reading it, like, you know, when you get the chill down your back.
Yeah.
So that's what I get. I don't get absolutely terrified by it, but it's like,
yeah, but you're not a big scaredy cat like I am.
Oh god, that's not good.
That literally, if something like what he draws turned up in real life, I would be out the fucking door. I would be out the window, no matter how many stories up. Literally, yes. I could be on the 90th floor of the Yakatoma Plaza or whatever the hell it's called, and I wouldn't care. I'd be like, nope, plummeting to my death is a better choice than what is waiting for me over there.
That's another thing that's always confused me about, especially Silent Hills, with the fact that Konami, because they even fucking advertised it. That they advertised it that it was Hideo Kojima, it was Junji Ito, and it was Del Toro.
Yeah.
Right? They advertised it as this big thing, and then they just kind of threw... Why would you do that?
Because Konami is Konami, and Konami are the worst. They can't make a pachinko machine out of that.
That's very true. But you've got, right, if you think about it, you've got 3 fan bases there that would have all jumped on that.
Yep.
Just easy. You would have been rolling in money for a bit.
Yeah, but but they don't want that. They want pachinko machines.
That's very true.
They want their casino stuff.
But I'm really glad that Kojima's doing this.
Yeah, the fact that Kojima is not giving up on it,
or at least giving up on this style of game. It seems like he really wants to make a horror game.
Yeah.
And then who better to go to for character designs than
monster design
and monster designs as Junji Ito, right?
Yeah. I mean,
you're gonna see some fucked up body horror.
You're gonna see some.
In that game.
Put it this way, right? If this happens, and it is a big if because it is the rumor mill, and the rumor mill has been wrong many a time. But if it does happen, there will be...
I would be very happy if this happens.
There will be so many...
And if he can get
combinations of... You know those horror games where someone goes watches all the Twitch streamers and I put a combination of like all their reactions.
All the reactions, yeah.
Like for example, if you type Mr. X...
Yeah.
There's a combination of... I'm pronouncing that word wrong, I know I am, but stop it.
Compilation?
Yeah. There's that of like a bunch of YouTubers, Twitchers, live streaming when he first shows up.
Yeah.
And like their reactions, like, oh, hi.
I'll be honest with you. My first reaction to Mr. X was, I don't remember you being here before. Because he just picks up the helicopter and chucks it. And my first brain, because while I was playing Resident Evil 2, I was replaying in my head Resident Evil 2.
Right?
You
were replaying the original.
Yeah.
When you were playing
and
the remake.
I was like, well, that's different. Oh, this is different, and that sort of stuff. That's what I was doing. And then I got to Mr. X, and my first thought was, I don't remember you being here at all. I don't remember this. What's going on? And then he started walking towards me, and then it was like, oh, let's get out of it. But anyway, yeah, I think we're gonna have. I think if this is true, I'd be really happy. I'd be ecstatic if we can get Del Toro back on board as well, just to get the original three who were going to make Silent Hills, just to make a new horror game. Because I think this is the thing with the horror games. Like, unless they're a lot of horror games, we haven't had a big budget horror game in a while. That's what I mean. That's what I want to say.
Probably say the last one was 7.
I would say, yeah, I'd say 7.
7 the last one.
But that's the thing. I don't really put 7 into horror because it starts off as a little
Well, survival.
Horror
It's survival horror.
But then
it's not
then, once you get a gun, right?
Yeah.
It kind of goes away.
But the thing is, more of 7 is definitely more survival horror than the previous
ones. Yes, I will give you that.
You have to really monitor.
But I mean, in the sense of Silent Hill horror.
Oh yeah,
we haven't had a big budget.
Yeah, we haven't had
horror game.
We haven't had a Silent Hill type game where the whole thing is. It's just the thing with the difference between, I think we've mentioned this before, the difference between Resident Evil and Silent Hills is more of an unnerving horror.
Aye, and it's very psychological.
Yeah, because the whole thing of Silent Hill is that it's a reflection on the person that you're playing as.
Well, at least the second one is.
Second one and the third one.
Yeah. Well, I think the third one that was the general idea. But I think, if I remember correctly, Konami got involved.
Yeah, I know.
Like that, and then.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at some of the rooms that are in Silent Hill 3. There's a clear connection. Super Crash Wolf does a much better job of explaining the whole thing. But yeah, 1, 2, and 3 in Silent Hill is definitely the horrors are a reflection on the person that you're playing as.
Yeah, I agree with that. But that's what I mean. We haven't had a big budget horror game like we have with RPGs and action adventures.
Last one, Alien Isolation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That was the last one.
That's the last one we've had where it was a bona fide proper horror
game. Yeah.
Where it's the whole thing is you do not fight this thing.
We have not had that since then, or at least I can't remember. I don't think if they have, they've not advertised them.
And speaking of Alien Isolation, that thing deserves a goddamn sequel.
And don't get me wrong, I like games like Outlast, and I absolutely love Bendy and the Ink Machine. If it could work on my PlayStation without crashing.
It keeps constantly crashing. You've done everything to try and fix that, and it still does.
I've actually gotten past the part where it crashed now, so it's okay at the moment.
Now that you've mentioned it, it probably will crash.
It'll die now. I'm trying to think. Five Nights at Freddy's. I've not played any of them, but I do like the aesthetic.
Yeah,
but again,
you don't like that sort of gameplay, though.
No.
Where you're stuck in a room.
Eventually, that sort of style of gameplay, it would bore the fuck out of me. Yeah. I would just be like, oh no, the robot's coming.
It's all about once the jump scares go, that's it.
Once you lose that sort of thing, it's gone. Whereas with Silent Hills, we haven't had that. We haven't had let's say the budget that Death Stranding had.
Yeah.
or Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, that sort of budget.
That's the type of budget that I'm meaning. We haven't had like big budget
no
game
disrespect to Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 3 Remake.
They're really good.
They are really good, but they are... I mean, I don't know. I think 2's almost as big as the original. They have cut a couple of things from it. And move things around.
They cut things out, but they put new stuff to replace it. It's not like Resident Evil 3 where they just took the clock tower out and then...
but what I'm saying is the money that was put into Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, it's clearly not the same amount of money that was put into Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah. And that's what
boggles my mind considering the fact that how short a portion of the actual full game is is part 1 of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
it does make me wonder how big the next part's going to be.
Yeah, it's like, what the they've built one hell of a rod for their own back. But anyway, we're digressing.
Yeah, we're digressing.
But then, in regards to like Silent Hill, I'd probably say like the last proper really successful Silent Hill was 3.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is
because I think 4 was the
room.
Room.
That is yes, 4 was the Room.
4 was the Room, and that didn't go down
because that was the first. Right, 4 was the first one that wasn't done by Team Silent.
Yeah,
which is why, in my opinion, it just
and then
died.
I don't think they did another one after that. I think they did the remakes.
They did
the HD remaster. Yeah, which was basically like a HD remaster. It was
basically 1, but it was something else. But there was another game that if I could just bloody remember the goddamn name of the game. Let me think. It's to do with you're a convict. And you're being transferred.
Yes.
And your van gets crashes
inside
and it crashes in Silent Hill and you get out. It's that one, but I cannot remember for the life of me my name. I know it sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, let's be honest, right?
Look, it's something for me to hold on to.
If Hideo Kojima and Ito can get together and create a ridiculously horrifying game.
Yeah. And
good on them.
If this is true, we both know, like I think everybody knows, because Sony are that company that will be just like, yeah, go on then. That's just how Sony are when it comes to this sort of stuff.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. I think
Death Stranding was, and considering Death Stranding was a success,
yeah,
I think Sony would let him do it.
I think the pedigree of Kojima allows him that leeway.
Yeah.
Death Stranding is not the tour de force amazing console winning generation thing.
Yeah, it's not the I wouldn't put it in the same pedigree as Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
Right? But at the same time, it's nice to see him actually try.
Yeah, no.
At least put his...
what I was going to say is it's not a bad game.
Oh, no, it's not a bad game.
It was I mean, we're enjoying it.
Apart from the fucking BTs, man.
And the finite control, the finite controls.
And the little odd times of just like, I've slipped for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm perfectly happy, and I'm interested in the story as we've been going. But
and also it's like it's 100% unique. You can't compare Death Stranding to anything else.
No, I'll agree with that. You really can't.
There is nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. Nothing.
So, but yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Speaking of PlayStation,
there is a 24 karat gold PlayStation 5.
Because of course there is.
Why?
Because of course.
Why would you do this?
Because they can.
Yeah, but you're there saying that you can only one PS5 per.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, alright, the PS5 is gonna, that boy is a big boy.
It is a big boy.
He a big boy.
He's a big boy. He's got big collars.
He has.
He's got big collars.
He's gonna fucking wear it.
He's
already going to be a bit of a heavy bugger.
Yeah, he is.
Right? Can you imagine the 25 karat gold one? How heavy that fucking thing's gonna weigh?
I'm gonna need a new desk. I need a new desk anyway.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, like, with the 24 karat one, you even if you didn't have anything on that desk, you'd probably need a new desk anyway.
Yeah.
It would need its own support system.
Um,
You'd have to put it on the floor. You couldn't put it anywhere else. And hope to God...
If I'm buying a 24 karat gold PlayStation, it is not touching the floor. It's not happening. It's going to get its own special place.
You'd have to get a block of wood.
Yes.
Instead of, like, having a shelf. It's just like a piece of intricate wood. So that there's, like, a solid object underneath it.
No. You buy one of those really fancy chest boxes.
No,
you
don't.
put it in there.
No.
You open it up.
Well, one, that means it's enclosed, which means that it'll get very, very,
you have
very,
the
very,
open.
very...
You have the back open.
So
basically,
it would still get very warm.
So you put it in,
Yeah.
right, and so the back, the back is
so
where all the fans and everything is sticking out.
Yeah.
So that should be fine, and then you keep the lid open. You only close it when it's not on.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I'd do. And then it looks like a golden bar with PS5 written on it. Hey, if they're gonna go all the way to make it look like treasure, I'm gonna treat it like treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way a golden PS4 is going on the floor. It's not. I made a rhyme.
No, the point I was making, like, you would have to you couldn't put it like on a normal desk.
No,
because it wouldn't be able to support the fucking weight. Can guarantee it. It wouldn't be able to support it. It would just break.
well, I mean, what can you do?
And speaking of Sony saying to people, yeah, go ahead, do it. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, it is the fastest selling
new IP of this of all time.
Yeah, which it deserves it. It's a fucking fantastic game.
It's amazing.
It is a lovely, lovely game.
I still can't believe there were people complaining about it.
Yeah, that it's Japanese.
That it's Japanese. I mean,
and it's
I
been
can
done by Westerners.
I can understand. Like, I understand in a sense the complaint of those people that go, they should have done the mouth syncing to the Japanese and not to the English. I can understand that's in a sense a legitimate complaint in a sense because people who want a full Kurosawa mode.
Yeah. It
kind of is a little bit jarring.
Well, I mean, even for us,
but it's a minor nitpick.
It's for us when we were playing it in
Japanese.
In Japanese, it was throwing me off.
Yeah.
When I was watching the thing, but,
it was a little jarring.
What they should have done was just mouse synced it to Japanese.
Yeah.
And then had the English dub. Still had the English dub, so it was more like you were watching an old school samurai movie.
Yeah. But apart from that, like
it is
amazing.
Fantastic.
It's getting a lot of people over in Japan that have said like it's a good representation of samurai culture and Japanese culture of that period. So
yeah.
Sucker Punch have definitely done their homework.
Yeah. Now that I've got the perfect parry. Oh my god, it's so fun just parrying them and then
bang,
slice. Such a fun game.
Samurai badass.
Such a fun game. I think that's it. I think we're now going to go on to the Xbox showcase.
Like I say, Microsoft dominated this week, and not exactly all for very good reasons.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straight up. Right, the times that we have talked about this when this was coming up,
yeah,
I was on the positive side.
Yeah,
I was on the side that I'm sure they've got some stuff in the window because you don't. For me, you don't go. Oh yeah, we're going to show off our first party games, and then do what they did, like because they didn't really show off much.
There was nothing on that presentation that came to me as a person that's never bought an Xbox and made me go, ooh,
yeah,
that's in. Apart from, I think it was the very last thing. Oh no, very last thing that they showed.
But we'll go through it in order.
We'll go through it in order. I think everyone knows what we're going to start with.
We started off with Halo.
We started off with Halo. They decided to throw the fastball right away. Go for the
Start off strong. Start off strong.
Well,
or at least try to start off strong.
Yeah, they tried to start off strong.
There was nothing there for me. I mean, I'm not a fan of Halo anyway.
Yeah, again, this was my worry with everyone putting their hopes onto Halo. Because it's like, yeah, you're into your 6th/7th game. If people don't like Halo,
they're not going to like
They're
Halo.
not going to like Halo. Especially in a post-Doom Eternal world.
Well, here's the thing, right? You're not even Doom Eternal. Destiny.
Yeah.
Bungie made the original Halo games.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to be honest, Halo didn't look as good as Destiny.
It was very flat. Now, apparently some of them are people saying that it's an earlier build. It's not the latest build that they're working with. Which makes me go, well, why didn't they use the most recent build? And secondly, they came out and went, it's due to relaunch in holiday.
Yeah, apparently it's a launch title.
Potentially a launch title.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we've got plenty of time. No, you don't understand. That's only 4 months away.
Yeah, you're going to be going through
United
crunch.
Kingdom was in lockdown for 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're into our 4th month since lockdown started.
Actually, no, we're coming into our 5th.
Yeah, we're coming to the 5th month since the lockdown was officially put in place and has been slowly being lifted.
It's slowly easing.
But that is how long you've got.
Yeah.
To get this game out, and then it got revealed. Let's talk about the actual demo first before we go into nitpicky stuff. We mentioned to each other, I literally said, there's something off, and I don't know. It looked well to me, and unfortunately we had a friggin' internet issue when we were watching the live stream because our internet is shit.
Well, because we live out in the boonies.
Because we don't live in a fucking city. BT don't give a fucking crap.
Nor do we live in the south.
Yeah, because we don't live in the south and we don't live in a city. BT couldn't give a flying coot about giving us actual decent internet. And at the moment, because, David Cameron and his twat-ass friends at BT have a monopoly on their rolling out fibre broadband, we're going to have to wait till they deign us with their blessing of fibre to
well, because we live out in the boonies, we've got to light a fire. And we've got to pray to the sun god.
Yes.
And maybe possibly sacrifice a goat. Because, that's what we do out here in the boonies.
Yeah, clearly.
That's how we get our technology.
But anyway.
That's how we get light.
But anyway, it looked smooth. But it looked like original Halo, pacing-wise.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of pace.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking okay, so when was the last first-person shooter that I played that had this sort of pace? Because you can't even say that about Modern Warfare.
No.
I mean, yeah, Modern Warfare is still the whole thing of hide while your health regenerates and then pop out, get blown away in 5 seconds, and then hide again. But by then you've killed about 2 or 3 people, and hopefully it's not in an infinite respawning location.
Hopefully.
But yeah, it's I'm like... It looks slow in comparison to the things it's going to be going up against.
Yeah, it does.
And so, and again, it was there's something clearly, to me, there was something clearly off with the demo, and I couldn't put my finger on it. The graphics, I couldn't say were next gen, hand on heart. It's I look at that, and then we played literally a day later Ghost of Tsushima, and I was like, I know they're not the same genre of games, but this is my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it looked I would put it graphically wise on the same level as Destiny 2.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I'm like,
that's literally because I said that.
Yeah.
When we watched it, I said this just looks like Destiny.
Yeah.
And I'm a Destiny fanboy, so I know what Destiny looks like.
Yeah, it was weird, and the new enemies they showed off weren't particularly impressive.
Well, they were just the Covenant.
No, it was the Covenant, but there was those like, I want to say gorilla types.
There was that big.
Yeah, but there was but there was others of his race that were like you were fighting. There was the thing is, it was like there was nothing in that entire demo that I looked at and went, yeah, this is what the next gen is.
It did seem like it was more aimed at Halo fans than to actually get new fans.
Yeah,
because they showed like, because like you said, they showed who possibly could be the main villain. You said that he could be from Halo Wars?
I thought, and I could be wrong, I could be completely wrong, but he looked similar to the main villain in Halo Wars, the first one.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not 100%. I'm stretching. Maybe he's not, but of the same race. I can't remember totally. Halo is a series I haven't played, so all I've gotten is like stuff I've read off the internet in regards to the lore and the backdrop and everything that happens.
I will admit.
I mean, granted, I want to know what the fuck's going on with Cortana, because that left in it. That 5 ended with a fucking.
I don't even know how 5 ended, so.
I'm trying to figure out how the fuck 5 ended. And I watched it.
I will admit the villain got me a little bit intrigued, but not enough to be like, yeah, I'll buy that. Because I like those bad guys, or at least those characters who are just sort of like, yeah, my whole deal is that I want to die in battle. That's it. That's why.
Yeah, from what people are saying is like this is not a full reboot, but like a soft reboot sort of thing.
Really?
Potentially.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've gone open world as well, and
is it definitely open world?
Yes.
Because that didn't seem very open worldy.
Yeah, it was.
The
fact that it's right, not what they showed you gameplay wise, but the map when they opened the map.
Oh, yes, that's true.
My
other thing is that a planet that we've already been on?
No, that's a Halo ring.
It's a Halo ring.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know what a Halo ring is.
Right, the rings that gives the game its title, the Halos.
Yeah.
What they are at least in the first one, they're basically designed to wipe out all life in the universe to stop a certain thing.
Oh, okay. That's nice, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the flood, which is what it's designed to stop. I think I could be wrong.
Right.
But like there's basically these massive like rings which are so big that it has like an actual environment on it, and they have a huge destructive power with them.
Oh, okay.
And so basically, like a lot of the things once these are discovered are like the wars basically to control them between the Covenant and the.
Ah, I see.
At least I think so. I know Earth eventually gets invaded in 3? Question mark. But like. If they were thinking this was going to be a home run out the gate, they were.
Yeah, well, they did come out and say that it wasn't even on an Xbox Series X.
Yeah, and then they come out and go, well, it wasn't actually running on an Xbox.
It was running on a PC with the same schematics.
similar spec PC, and I'm like, ooh, I'm getting flashbacks to Killzone here.
Yeah,
Killzone 2. How did that end up? Well, yeah. Is it Killzone 2? Yeah, Killzone 2 on PS3.
I have absolutely no doubt that Halo will probably do well.
There are fans of the Halo series.
Exactly.
And I think I've not seen anything on there that would alienate anyone that is already a fan of the series. Yep. The problem is I don't see anything that will draw any new fans in.
All right.
So which means that basically, if you've already got an X, it's like the problem that Microsoft have is they seem to throw a lot of money out, but they don't seem to throw it at the places that it needs to be thrown at.
Yeah.
And they've done that ever since the start. like the original Xbox.
I'd say they definitely did that with the Xbox One.
Well, even the 360, I could probably say like the big hits of the 360 probably weren't what Microsoft were throwing money at.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of them, they threw a lot of money at a lot of things that didn't go well.
We'll move on. We'll move on because Halo.
But yeah, I'm kind of concerned with Halo Infinite now because it's like you've only got 4 months. It doesn't look graphically. This is the thing. I'm one that usually like once you get to a certain level of graphics, I'm perfectly fine. I don't care about any higher fidelity. And I noticed Halo. I noticed the lack of like detail.
Yeah.
And for me to notice and actually notice and caringly notice is like,
I will be honest. Worry. I will be honest, and this is because I've never ever had interest in Halo.
Yeah.
I did not notice a thing. I did notice one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The grappling hook thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, the problem is that that's instantly going to get compared to the grappling hook on Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
And the shit you can pull with that thing is ridiculous.
That's very true. But yeah, other than that, as again, I will say this in case anybody watches, Halo does not interest me.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it like I'm worried that this was being billed as like Halo was being billed as the return of Halo back to its prime.
Yeah.
This is the
this
is the savior of the Xbox Series X.
That will never happen unless Bungie get it back.
And I'm just saying though, the way people were going on about it, and it was getting billed as.
But look at the people who were going on about it. Yes, I know.
But what I'm saying is like, I'm worried that they've put all their eggs into this one basket, and it's not going to be the saving grace that they hope it's going to be.
Yeah.
But anyway, then they moved on to a whole bunch of teaser trailers, and that's what they bloody well were.
Yeah, which was kind of disappointing because I was expecting a little bit more
gameplay, and they didn't. We got State of Decay 3,
which State of Decay 2 was awful.
Yep.
So hopefully this one's better. And to be honest with you, that trailer, I was looking at that trailer thinking, okay, this looks all right. And then State of Decay 3 came up and I was just like, no.
Because it's not going to look like that.
It is not. They're going to pull the exact same thing they pulled with State of Decay 2. Yeah. No, it is not going to look.
From that, they went to Forza Motorsport. So an entire generation after Gran Turismo went the Motorsport route and is going back to proper old school Gran Turismo. Forza is now going to go to the Motorsport.
Well, there's a hole. There's a hole there.
Yeah,
there's a gap in the market.
Yeah, but the problem is that that's going to be that's usually filled by Codemasters Grid series.
Yeah, I know.
Which is like, okay.
Look, Forza. The only people who are going to buy that are Forza fans.
Again,
it's just
that was just a teaser trailer. There was no gameplay. After that was Everwild, which was
I don't even remember it.
I can't remember what that one was. And this is the problem. They showed us so many games, and a lot of them just like...
Because that's what Xbox do.
Yeah,
they just chuck games at you.
Yeah, they just chuck games at you, and 9 times out of 10, like, you look at it and go...
They chuck so much at you. It's like...
I'm going to just be disappointing myself. I'm probably not going to remember what the hell Everwild was. But I do remember Tell Me Why, which is the one that followed. It was the one everyone was going on about. Ooh, is this a Life is Strange?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has it is clearly, like, it has very big influence from Life is Strange.
Yes.
From the way that it is presented.
Well, I would even argue that the art style is...
And even the art style it's very, very similar. They've definitely took notes from Life is Strange. Which is...
which is fine.
Flattery is the imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah.
And as long as they do enough stuff that's different.
Yeah, as long as there's...
And it's clearly a different story, but it seems like they're going off the same sort of beats.
Yeah. As long as they don't just carbon copy it.
Yeah, which you probably won't. They probably won't. They then announced... But yeah, Tell Me Why has an interesting premise. It's a brother and a sister.
Yes, and they've been separated.
They've been separated.
when they were
then
younger,
they've come
and
back
they've come
together.
back together, and they've
and
got like
they're
a
dealing
weird-
with something that's going on that has happened in the past, and
Yeah.
it's almost like they can maybe not influence but see.
Yeah,
events
they can see what looks like to be ghosts
of the past.
of the past, or at least some. They can see images of the past,
Yeah.
which is alright.
And so like there's a major event that seems to be key to that, and
Yeah.
trying to figure out what the hell actually happened. From that, they went on to Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Will of the Wisp. Yeah, it's getting upgraded.
Upgraded. It's
For the
going
Xbox Series
from
X.
I think it's 60 frames per second to 120 frames per second on the
Which,
Xbox Series X.
I mean, it looks fantastic anyway.
It's going to be native 4K,
It's gonna.
which is going to be great for those people that have 4K TVs. We don't.
We don't have, at the moment. We don't.
Well, when they get cheaper, will we? Look, Ori and the Will of the Wisp is an amazing game. It is beautiful.
It is a game you should play.
It is a
wonderful.
beautiful, beautiful game. I wouldn't class that as a console seller, though.
No, it's not.
Um,
Not now.
I mean, however, the thing that they announced, I think at the beginning, we got in the Game Pass, which we'll go on at the end,
Yeah.
is a really good thing. But anyway, after that, they went DLC for the Outer Worlds.
Yeah, which is only going to be on the
Perils
Xbox.
of Gorgon. And that showed actual gameplay. But again, it's the Outer Worlds.
Yeah, we had the Obsidian games.
Yeah.
Then
The-
next in there. So,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
the Outer
in-
Worlds. The Outer Worlds is all right. It's
Outer
all
World-
right.
Look, it is basically a proper Fallout game.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
I
I'll
would
give you
class it
that.
as I would class
It's
it
more
as,
Fallout than Fallout. I'll give
Yeah.
you that much.
That's what
it's,
I'm saying.
It's okay. It's an all right game. It's not a game that I would be like, yes, you have to play this. If you play Fallout, you'll love this game. I wouldn't say that at all.
Okay.
But it is a good game. I do like it. It has its problems though.
From that, they had Grounded.
Grounded, which is a multiplayer.
Basically,
It's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
yeah, the game.
The game, which I think they showed off last E3.
Maybe.
I remember something to do with that sort of stuff.
But I think this looked like a proper. And I think that we did see gameplay of this.
Yes, it was gameplay.
Not in depth, just like trailer version gameplay.
Yeah.
But actual like gameplay in where I think we saw a HUD? Question mark.
I can't remember if we saw it.
But it definitely showed multiplayer mechanics. The fact that you could like fight together, or you could leave someone to be bait.
Yeah, you could just serve your friend up to the ants.
And there's crafting mechanics and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. You can build your base up and all.
It's a multiplayer survival game.
Yeah.
And it
Set
looks
in the back garden.
Yeah, it looks. Oh, it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
It's basically that. It looks alright. Nothing special.
No,
I would
some
say.
people may enjoy that though.
I think
It's
people will
a
like it.
decent, quirky little game. So there's that. And then after that, there was a teaser trailer for basically Obsidian's Skyrim,
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls,
pretty much. I'm a bit
which
worried about this.
is Avowed, which is going to be set in the Pillars of Eternity universe.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about this. Not because like it's a Skyrim game. Well, not Skyrim game, but you know what I mean.
An Elder Scrolls.
I know it's like an Elder Scrolls game, but I'm worried that Microsoft have gone, well, you made that game and it's kind of like Fallout, so we want you to make another game that's like a Bethesda game. And then I'm a bit worried that that's going to be their trend.
Well,
that
here's-
Microsoft are going to do.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Obsidian. They made a big point with the Outer Worlds that they were going after. They were basically firing shots at Bethesda.
Yeah.
They were basically firing shots. Like, yeah, by the way, we can actually make your games and not have them fucking
But that's
buggy as hell.
that's my point though. Like, I don't want them to do that.
Well, but no, right. The thing is like, the one thing that Obsidian are really good at is making stories and.
Oh yeah. I know. Like I've got
No, you've got the Outer Worlds.
I got the Outer Worlds. Did they not do Divinity? No, they did Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah, Pillars of Eternity,
That's
which
right.
is what which Avowed is going to be part.
Is going to be a part,
which is
not good in that. Like, but like, I'd rather them make those games,
right,
or continue making those games than them coming up and well, this is our version of fucking Skyrim.
Right. The thing is though, is like people are complaining about like Fallout and the Elder Scrolls games, not because of the bugs and etc. technically, but because like the whole it's like they're pale imitations of what they used to be.
Yeah,
like Daggerfall. Is that the third Elder Scrolls game? I can't remember. But like Elder Scrolls games and Fallout were known for like their multi-branching stories and the fact that you could do them any way you wanted. And Bethesda have slowly been going away and away from that, to the point where Fallout 4 is a prime example. You can't play Fallout 4 the way you want to play it.
Yeah,
you can't. You can only be a bit of a dick by asking for more money. That's it. You can't like just turn around to people and go, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm just going to do my own freaking thing. Right? F you. Which, that's the whole point of... that was really what drew people into Fallout, was the fact that it wasn't them playing a character. It was them playing themselves in that world and being able to do what they wanted to do the way they wanted to do it, in a sense. Yeah. Within the realms of the mechanics available in the game.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from, but like that's not my worry. My worry is that we've got Obsidian who are known for this sort of stuff. And Microsoft's just going to be like, well, just make another Outer Worlds and make another...
Right. Obsidian... Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
That is basically a Baldur's Gate. That's basically a Baldur's Gate game.
Yeah, I know.
Right? And so then they go to Outer Worlds, which is basically them doing a Fallout game without all the bugs. That is an Fallout game.
And now they're doing Avowed.
Now they're doing Avowed, which I mean they are also doing Grounded, which is a
that's very true.
But the thing is like their Obsidian's strengths are in storytelling, and so the fact that if they make games that play to their strengths, will be basically turning out games like that are similar-ish to what Bethesda used to do.
I suppose.
So that's the thing.
I still worry about it
because Obsidian formed from a lot of people that did work on Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Yes.
So that's where a lot of their strengths come in, like the multi-branching stories.
Who made Divinity?
Original Sin.
Hold
You're looking now, aren't you?
Where are you? There you are. Larian Studios.
There we go.
Bandai Namco.
There we go.
Yes.
See?
Holy crap. It's a good game, Divinity, man. Divinity 2. It's a fucking
really
awesome game.
That has a DM mode as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can make your own scenarios and put them up on the internet for people to download. It's really, really cool.
That's pretty cool. But anyway, after the Obsidian stuff, there was As Dusk Falls, which was
that not that was the one where it was just sort of like some still pictures flying at us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was a lot of teaser trailers.
Yeah, there was a lot of like hand drawn art for a lot of these games.
Oh yeah, wasn't As Dusk Falls that like not 3D, but it was like a bunch of 2D images.
Yes, that was the 2D images on like a 3D background.
It looks like it's going to be a visual novel.
Yes, it does not look very pleasing. I'm going to be straight up.
The art style is definitely a choice.
It's jarring for one because nobody looks right. Everybody looks wrong.
It is an art style that they've decided to go with. I wouldn't personally choose it, but you know, we could be completely wrong. It depends.
In game, it might look a little bit different. Like
No
it's
one,
actually
no one
supposed
looked
to be
at
in a
no
book.
one looked at Vib Ribbon when it came out and went, yeah, that's a perfectly good art style.
Exactly.
No, everyone went, wait. I mean, it's base. The art style's basic. It's a 2D line and stuff, but you put your music discs in and it makes levels out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all depends on how the game comes out totally. After that, they went to Senua's Saga.
Yes, we didn't get any gameplay. We just got an announcement that it's going to be set in Iceland.
Yes.
Yeah. Which makes no real sense because she's a Celt.
Yeah, she's Celtic.
So why?
Yeah, they basically said, yeah, she's a Celtic warrior, and she's now in Iceland. And I'm like, but wasn't Iceland settled by the Nords and the Vikings? And which means they were Norse, not Celtic. They're two separate religions.
Who knows?
Question mark?
Who knows?
Maybe?
Who knows these things?
I don't know. Oh well. I mean, Senua's Sacrifice was a damn good game. I wish them all the best, and
it'll probably, if I'm honest, it's probably not going to be a launch title, but if it was, I probably would get an Xbox Series X for that game.
Saga. Yeah. It'll be interesting if they continue on with the whole voices in
thing.
the voices in.
I think they're going to have to because that's a staple of the first
game.
One.
Yeah.
And like you don't just heal from mental problems. It doesn't. You can't just.
Yeah. There's nothing that like. There's no cure.
Yeah.
So I say it's a lot of work and it's a lot of.
Yeah.
Especially from the stuff that Senua is apparently suffering from.
Yeah. So, like, it's going to have to be there.
Yeah. So there's that. Next we got gameplay of Psychonauts 2.
We did. I will admit, I did like that. I liked the little music video that they were doing.
Yeah,
with Jack
and this was
Black
just basically one video.
Yeah.
One
looked like it was just one level.
One level.
Yeah.
It
looked alright. It was
yeah.
very funky and it was very different to the last one that we saw. The last trailer.
I think the one thing with Psychonauts, because it deals with the whole premise is that you're going into people's minds.
Yeah, and
like,
dealing with dreams.
Dealing with dreams and that sort of stuff. And, they can be very, very expressive and unique with each level.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to represent that person that you're delving into.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Superfine Games, they do look like they're on course to make a...
Double Fine, you mean?
Oh, did I say Superfine? Didn't I?
Superfine.
Double Fine Games. My apologies. I think a lot of people who love the first one will probably get this, and it'll probably be...
It's a good game.
It'll probably be a success, and you know, I wish that was one of the higher marks of this presentation.
Oh yeah.
So after that was Destiny 2.
Yes, it's coming to the Game Pass.
Yes.
So for
and all the expansions.
All the expansions, including the one coming up in November, which is really cool. But as somebody who has already bought all the expansions, me personally, to be honest with you, it's a great reason to get a Game Pass because there's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah,
just one game.
Granted,
vanilla.
Spoilers, everyone. A fair bit of that stuff of those expansions is going to go away when the new one comes in.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mars, Mercury, Io.
Basically, all the planet. So,
basically, those of you that play Destiny, basically all of those that play Destiny, the ones where the pyramids have shown up.
Yeah, those ones. Titan,
they're going.
Mars,
Mercury,
Io, Mercury. I think they're
they're the four. Mm-hmm. Basically, ones that people don't play on.
Yeah, pretty much, because there's just nothing to do with them on them. So they're going away. But it is a decent little thing, as like I said, as somebody who's already bought the expansions.
Yeah. And the fact that Bungie have said that cross-platform
it's what they're
aiming for.
They're aiming for.
The first stage is basically like PS4 can play with PS5, and Xbox One can play with Series X.
Yeah.
I think the game is basically getting them all together. So I think the way they're doing it in a sense the right way. It's like they're not just going to go instantly everything.
Yeah.
And they're basically going, look, we're going to do the Xbox consoles together, the PlayStation consoles together, the PC with Stadia because no one plays Stadia.
Yeah, that's true.
And then because then we can figure out what issues may occur with those, and then basically combine them all together.
We also got a better look at the new sort of like subclass.
Yes.
The stasis.
Stasis or ice, as everyone.
Ice. I'm just calling it ice.
Ice, because that's what it is.
It looks the whole idea of making platforms and stuff like that. I'm generally this might actually be my favorite subclass. I really want to get a hold of it because I love the idea of it. Because the only difference between the three subclasses that we got at the moment is that they do a different type of damage, but they all do damage. That's it. Whereas this one, it generally looks like you can make your own platforms.
Yeah, the Titan seemed to be able to throw his grenade and it create a platform.
It would stick to the wall.
Was it the Hunter or the Wall?
The Hunter would seem to be able to make stairs with his grenade, so he can like just run up.
So it'll be interesting.
We didn't see any Warlock, unfortunately, but it is the Warlock. The Warlock doesn't get any love.
No. I think we've said it before. Titan's the
Titan's the golden child. Hunter's the one that gets pushed to the side
and tries to be rebellious and cool.
Yeah, is the one trying to be cool, and the Warlock just gets forgotten about, which is a shame.
But yeah, there wasn't really anything really new that we saw.
No,
it was just a bit
more. We got more
an expanded trailer
look at the new subclass. Yeah. That was about it.
From that, they went on to a teaser trailer for Stalker 2.
Yeah,
which I called.
Yeah,
about 10-15 seconds into that, and I was like, wait, this is Russia. This is Russia, and it's weird shit. So it means either one or two things: Metro or Stalker.
And it's not the art style for Metro.
And it's a little bit too weird for Metro. So yeah, Stalker 2.
All right.
Okay.
Again, not an exclusive though.
No.
No. There was quite a lot of here that weren't Xbox exclusives.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
Some of them are timed exclusives console-wise, I think.
Yeah.
I think Stalker 2 is going to be one of them. Following that was for Warhammer 40k Warhammer fans, 40k Dark Tide, which looks like a...
Yeah, this one's actually done by the same people who did, I think they said Left 4 Dead?
Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
It looks like a Left 4 Dead 2
Warhammer
40k type game where you are... Because I think they had Death Squad, which is where you're Terminators. But this one is your Imperial Guard. So you're very squishy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you're going to die quite quickly.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, it's going to be Tyranids.
I've got
what they were talking about.
The enemies I saw were friggin' Nurgle.
Yes, Nurglings.
They were either Nurglings or possessed.
Which is fine. I like the Death Guard.
Old Father Nurgle.
By the way, all right, Nurgle. Slaanesh is the prettiest because, of course, they are. But Nurgle are the most interesting looking ones because, like, you can just do anything with the Nurgle side. You want to put an extra head in that character? Go right ahead. It's Nurgle.
It's a random mutation. Besides, Nurgle is just accepts everything because it's like, I don't care. I'm gonna win in the end anyway. I'm Decay.
Yeah, I always win because everything
decays.
Unless you're Yamamoto, in which case everything turns to ash.
Yes.
So I just gotta get a Bleach reference in there.
After that, they announced Tetris Effect Connected, so multiplayer Tetris Effect.
Yeah, and by the sounds of it, it looked like you could do a co-op-y sort of thing?
It was. I mean, first things first, a lot of people go on about Tetris Effect as being like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So more Tetris Effect. I definitely say yes to that. From that, they went to the Gunk. And I think we saw a little bit of gameplay, but I think the Gunk was...
Yes, it looked... I remember. This is the one where
Oh, wait, hold on.
Sucking up the black sort of gooey stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
it, basically a reverse Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
I was beginning to think, was that Ever... Oh, no! I remember what Everwild was. It was that shaman/nature thing.
Oh,
It
yeah.
ended with
You know why we don't remember what it was? Because it didn't tell us what it was.
Yes,
It's
that
just
was
a
it.
weird trailer.
Yeah, they didn't tell us, was it an adventure? Was it an exploration? Was it a puzzle?
We just saw a bunch of cutscenes of people dancing around a fucking fountain.
And what looks like a deer was injured and then was healed.
We said it's probably going to be something like a journey type game.
Yeah.
I think that's what we...
The art style was very reminiscent of a journey.
Yeah.
Here we go. Well, I've remembered what Everwild was.
Yay!
Yay! The Gunk. It looked like a platformer.
Like I said, it's reverse Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Again, not a lot on that.
We just got simple
was
gameplay
simple
for it.
gameplay
It
for
was not enough to give a full
yeah.
opinion about
From
it.
that, they went to the Medium, which is that
again,
Silent Hills-ish,
multi-dimensional thing.
And
it looks like you could do
could play
the
for
same scene, but on the other side.
yeah, basically like one in one. Let's say they're in 2 dimensions.
Yeah.
What you could do the same thing in a separate dimension at the same time. So the game would be look and feel and maybe play different depending on which dimension you are in at that point.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting. Because there was one where the protagonist was hiding behind a wall, and on one, which looked like the real world, you couldn't see what was like in the doorway. But in the other dimension, you could clearly see there was something there.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that. And then they dropped the box. So the Medium, there wasn't anything new per se that we saw. So that would be, again, I doubt that's going to be a launch game. I'd be very surprised if it was.
It could be, but it's not an Xbox exclusive.
But then they dropped boy did they drop a bombshell. Phantasy Star Online 2. The
New Genesis.
So basically, there's an expansion coming out for Phantasy Star Online 2, which, considering how old that game is ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's a big...
And it's a big expansion.
Big update.
It is
big.
Huge. Are we talking about fucking Heaven's War type fucking...
No. What I mean is, like, I think I've in MMO, I have not seen this.
Are we talking about that, or are we talking about Realm Reborn size fucking...
Realm Reborn.
Like,
we're talking
the
Realm
whole
Reborn.
fucking game.
Yeah, we're talking Realm Reborn. Right, this is how it works, because I've actually looked it up. Right, this is how it works. You still got Phantasy Star Online 2.
Yeah.
Right? That still works. But you can go into New Genesis, right? It's like it's a separate game, but you can take your stuff over. Your level in that doesn't go over. Your currency in that does not go over. But you can still keep your weapons, and it's a completely different sort of game by the looks of things as well. This one looks like it's more Monster Hunter-y.
Yeah.
Than original Phantasy Star Online.
I mean, personally, I've literally looked at Phantasy Star Online and gone, why is it taking you so long to come over to the West? Why? Why have you forsaken us?
Because it's Sega.
Yeah, because A, it's Sega, and B, it's Japanese RPG.
Yeah.
And
I will be fair, the only thing that has stopped me ever since it got announced that it was coming over here to getting it on my Xbox is if you look at someone playing Phantasy Star Online 2, right, the numbers, they are everywhere.
That they are.
I'm just like, what am I? And I play Final Fantasy 14, right? And there are bits in that game. That is a light show. That game just turns into a light show if you're doing a raid or a dungeon. Like, my God, yeah, I'm just like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even know who I am anymore.
There's healing. There's, there's bound to be one Dragoon doing their jump stuff, and just everything's popping off. It's all over the place. It is a... That's before we get into World of Warcraft.
And Phantasy Star is like, I'm just sort of like, oh my God. It is the one thing that stops me from... But New Genesis looks like it's going to...
Tone it down a little bit.
Tone that down by the looks of things.
Easy to read.
So it's... And like I said, it looks a lot more Monster Hunter-y, so it's not like you... Whereas possibly there could be dungeons and stuff. I don't know, but it looks like everything is out in the open, and which looks really. It looks so fucking cool, and the character customization, like everything that you get, because you can unlock character stuff in the original one. You can bring that over, so you can make your character look
as cool as you want.
Yeah. And yeah, it like I couldn't believe it. I think it's like 8 years old. It's been 8 years since the last sort of update.
Yeah.
To that game. A lot of people are saying that New Genesis is episode 7, because that's how they did it. How their updates were. Episode 1, 2, 3.
Here's the thing, right? Is like I think when they released 2 to the West and it exploded, like people just went, finally we can have this amazing game. And then Sega went,
oh, you guys like this?
Oh, you actually like this? Oh. Who the hell told us they wouldn't like it? Oh, Fred, he's gone to EA. Oh. Well, that explains things.
Here's the other thing. It's a free-to-play game.
Well, the thing is, right, Sega do this sort of stuff. Like, for example, Valkyria Chronicles 1 comes out. It doesn't blow everyone away, because it's not that type of game. But it does well enough in the West, and it has a hardcore, like, proper following. And so what did they do? Oh yeah, we'll release 2 on the PSP, and then we'll release 3 on the PSP, but in Japan only.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you hate us? Sega?
Why do you do this to us, Sega?
Why do you do this? I mean, finally they got 4 out on the PlayStation 5.
It is Sega. I mean, they do keep releasing Sonic games. Like, they released the Werehog.
Yes.
They actually saw that and went, yes, this is a good idea.
They looked at Sonic, was it 2006? A really bad one.
Sonic Boom?
No. The one that's just Sonic the Hedgehog. The first one that was released on...
Oh, is that the one where he has a weird relationship with a human?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, they looked at that one and nobody went, maybe not.
Yeah, they looked at it and went, this is fine. So anyway, Phantasy Star Online 2, expansion.
I'm generally thinking I might download it.
That is great things for people who enjoy that game.
It's a free-to-play game as well, by the way.
That's great. So from that they went to Crossfire X.
What was that?
I can't remember.
Oh no, that was that weird. We thought it looked like Fear.
Oh yeah,
that one. Yeah, it kind of it gives me the vibe of Fear, but at the same time, I'm still sort of like I have no idea what's going on. It's like it was trying to tell us what its story is roughly going to be about.
Yeah.
Like who's going to be the bad guy, who are the good guys. It got kind of the vibe that I was getting from the trailer. But at the same time, I was just like, I have no idea what is going on.
It's a bit early to have judgment on that.
But it is giving me Fear vibes.
Yeah. Whether or not it actually is going to turn out that at the end, we never know. There's plenty of games that at this like early stage of development look interesting, and then the publishers get involved and go, no, we want you to make it look like this.
Or the developers just change their mind at the last minute.
And then they basically announced a new Fable game.
Yeah.
Great.
Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. After watching that Fable trailer, I don't know why, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere before.
I think it's pretty much like the bog standard Fable like intro per se, with a little bit of British witty humour.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I mean, I literally feel like I've seen that trailer before.
It's probably like a play on the original Fable trailer, like the original
maybe
first reveal of Fable.
There was something about it that I was just like,
it is
why do I
literally
feel like
just a teaser trailer. That's it. There was nothing else for it.
Yeah, it was just an announcement.
They ended on that. So,
not great.
I'm going to be honest. My concerns going into this were Microsoft need to pull something to make people not talk about the PlayStation 5. I don't think they've done that.
No,
and, well, in a sense they have, and in another sense they haven't. In the sense they have, it's not a good reason. Out of all those games, I counted 5 where you could class it as gameplay.
Yeah.
5. 4 months away from launch, and you have shown us 5 games of gameplay. Considering the fact that Sony's last one, almost every game was gameplay.
Yeah.
And even being broken down, some of them were being broken down into like what elements were being involved in it. It's kind of concerning. I'm not saying that they won't have games ready on launch. They probably will. I just think Microsoft has been doing this over and over and over and over and over again of just throwing us games. And at E3, that's great because 9 times out of 10, they're the only ones that do that.
Yeah.
Everyone else is full of corporate shill and crap and bullshit that we just get bored and tired with. That we go, yeah, just give us some fucking games.
Oh, we had that at the beginning of this one as well. For some bizarre reason, they did that. I hate it. I hate it. Every time they do this, they come out. That guy, what's his name? The head of the Xbox sort of section.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Microsoft. He comes out. He talks in that goddamn like. Here's the thing, like. Look, mate, we've seen you in interviews. We know you don't talk like this. Please stop talking like this.
He's
when
reading from a script and being told how to make sure, like
he's got buzzwords to say. That he has to say these buzzwords. It's like, look, mate, we've seen you in interviews. You are a good interviewer. You're a good talker. Stop talking off a script, please. You know what you need to say. Please, for the love of God, stop talking on corporates.
To present it.
Yeah.
Stop talking
like
corporate.
He knows what he's doing, and it annoys me. It annoys me at E3. It annoys me in these goddamn videos. It's just like, yes, we here at Xbox, we're here to make sure that the family are all together and making sure that you are well entertained.
Put it this way,
like,
right?
Don't talk. You don't talk like this.
No one talks like that. That's a meme. It's a meme. It's like you're giving a fucking crap interview on a fucking episode of Raw.
Yeah, if I want to watch that stuff, I'm gonna watch WWE and their god awful promos. I don't need that from you. You are better than this. If I could just remember your name.
Maybe if he gives better interviews, you'd remember his name.
Exactly. Well, no, that's the thing. He does give good interviews.
No, better presentations.
It's his presentations. I don't know why he does it.
Yeah, there's nothing on this list that
I think, unfortunately,
out at me and goes.
Unfortunately for me, I think I knew this wasn't going to be great. The moment Halo, the gameplay of Halo, the moment that started, and everything just felt a bit off.
And like 4 months, they have 4 months to. I'm hoping the build they used is an old one. I really do hope that.
But then again, at the same time, why would you use an old build 4 months before release?
It may be the only one they had usable.
Maybe that's true.
Which brings up its own concerns and worries.
Yeah.
But the detail in that game was off.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Right. It looked pretty. But there was something for me. There was something about the player. It didn't feel like. Right. It felt like Master Chief. You were standing in one spot and the world was moving around.
Yeah.
Not you were walking up a street.
There was no weight.
You were running. Yeah. You were running on a spot, and the world was moving forward.
There was no weight in the movement. Yeah. Yes. Now that you mention it, yeah, that's
how it felt. Like when he used the grapple hook, it didn't feel like he used the grapple hook and it propelled him up. It felt like it pulled the thing towards him.
Yeah, there was no weight in Master Chief's movement, which potentially is something that they could easily fix.
Yeah,
potentially. I don't know. I'm not a programmer. I don't know what would go into the code to change that because it's about a feel.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, like graphically wise, it's not the step up people were expecting. And before anyone says, I'm one of those that literally not really cares about the graphical fidelity.
Aye.
But it looked. I've seen early PS4 games look better.
It looks bland.
It looks. Do you know what it is? There's no detail.
Yeah.
It's like flat.
Yeah.
There's just flat tones.
Everything like I said, and I think this is also probably because might be also the reason why it felt a little bit weightless, was because everything looked like it was cardboard.
Yeah.
Like the trees looked like
flat.
Somebody cut them out on a piece of paper
and
stuck them down with glue.
Yeah. The environment didn't look as depthful as it should do for what we were seeing, in the sense of what was supposed to be like yay away, did not look like it was that far away.
Yeah, it looked like it needed a lot more time.
Yeah.
Before, like, if that is as far as they're up to, that's not a launch. That's not coming out at launch.
Yeah.
They can't release that at launch.
They can't.
It needs much more time.
This is the big if. If that is the current state of the game.
That's true.
If. It may be like to say that they want... potentially they could have had a different demo that they wanted to show, but they just... The build didn't work the way they wanted it to. Or there was something in it that was...
Yeah.
That was breaking the game.
That's true.
Because some stuff like that happens. Stuff happens in the middle of a fucking demo live stream where they literally go, yeah, this has never happened before, and the whole thing just collapses. But then again, it's like, if you show us there's nothing wrong with showing the latest build and basically hold your hand up and going, look, it's a bit unstable at the moment. We are working on it. I think there's always an assumption that if a game is buggy on a demo like months away from launch, we'll be put off from it. And it's like, no. As long as it's not like horrendously bad like Anthem was.
Yeah.
Like, the frame rate was in single digits. The gameplay looked literally like a poor man's Destiny and boring as fuck. We're gonna give people, the benefit of doubt in a gameplay trailer because of the fact that we know it's work in progress. It's like, maybe it's just something that they didn't spot until now.
Well, demos now. Demos that they come out, they always start with this is an early build, or this is this is not the this will not be
the final product.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they were hoping, like I said at the beginning, if they were hoping Halo Infinite was going to be the console seller, I don't think it's gonna be. I honestly don't.
I don't think it was ever gonna be, if I'm honest.
But here's the thing, like, on this entire list, tell me a console seller.
Yeah, there isn't one. The other problem is,
the one that stands out the most to me, and that is because of its history and the developers that are developing it, Psychonauts 2.
Yes.
But even that, I wouldn't, hand on heart, openly say that people are going to buy an Xbox Series X solely for Psychonauts.
I suppose.
However,
Avowed?
Maybe, but that was literally just a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
However, according to what was said on the night, every single one of these games is going to be available on the Game Pass.
Yes.
That is a damn good reason.
It's a good deal.
It is a damn good deal. And it is something like all of those games, are well worth a Game Pass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And potentially then you can argue all those games together are worth it for the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
It depends. There was no price announcement, I've just realised.
For the Xbox.
Yeah.
No, well, they're waiting for PlayStation.
Yeah, they're both playing chicken still.
Yeah, they're still playing chicken. It's gonna be literally last minute.
A month before launch.
Maybe a month before, but man, I wouldn't even be surprised if they go, it's like 4 days before it actually releases. Oh, by the way, it's like 600 quid. It wouldn't surprise me.
I hope they don't do that because I'd like to actually know the price before I pre-order the fucking thing. That'd be great. But yeah, the Game Pass is one of the one thing Microsoft has over PlayStation, and the PlayStation is like the PlayStation subscription gives you approximately 24 games
Yeah.
per year that you can download and keep.
Yeah.
Keep. I think there was more than 24 games presented here.
Yeah.
It looked like it. Yeah. So.
And the Game Pass is like a tenner a month.
Yeah.
It's not bad. All things considered.
The thing is that it's a tenner a month on top of your Xbox.
So it's 60 quid.
Yeah.
No, it's so
it's roughly works out around about the same.
120.
Amount as
it's 120 quid.
Oh.
For 10. If it's a tenner a month, it's 120 quid for your Game Pass a year, right? Yeah. And then you've got to add the 50 quid for the year.
So that's 170.
That's 170.
I mean, for those of games, that amount of games.
It's not just those games as well. It's the past ones.
Yeah,
it's still a lot of games.
It's still a lot of games.
It's whether or not you're willing to pay. For me, I'd probably, because I'm not sure I can get the Game Pass and not have to get the internet thing. That's what's always.
If the Game Pass was included with like the subscription.
Because I'm willing to pay for the Game Pass. I just don't really, because I don't really play anything online on my Xbox. Yeah,
I think you can get it separate.
If I can get it separate, then I'd probably do it.
And the Game Pass also works on PC.
Yes, it
so
does.
You can have your PC and buy a Game Pass and then get all the, which is
kind of what I want to do, because I want you to get Sea of Thieves on your PC, and I'll get it on my Xbox, and we can play.
Okay. All that non-content.
No. They've added in a lot of the extra DLC stuff.
Oh, cool.
That's actually added other things in now. We've got undead ships and all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
Unfortunately, Sea of Thieves, because it is literally too little, too late for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
It's got a fan base, but it's not really like.
It's not gonna be able to, unless they do something ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe allow people to create their own ships. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
granted.
Could do.
Granted, they'll be full of One Piece ships, but
God,
I can put up with that.
I don't really care about that. I'll be fine. I'm totally up for that. Although I'm not. If we ever see a Redhead Shanks ships, no,
we're turning away.
We're turning around.
We're turning around and getting the fuck out of there.
Nope.
But anyway, it's on one hand, there's a lot of good stuff in this. On the other hand, I think
there's a lot. Right, I'm not going to say there's a lot of good stuff. I'm going to say there's a lot of intriguing stuff.
There's a lot of intriguing stuff
because there's not enough in a lot of those things that we just talked about. There's not enough in there to say that this looks good or this looks bad. But there's enough in there for us to be like, well, this is a thing and we can look into it.
If Microsoft were hoping that after this people would be like chomping at the bit for X Series X.
That's the thing. There's too much.
It's not that.
There's too much in there with not enough substance for us to be able to be like that.
There's nothing. Yeah, like I said, there's nothing on that list that screams out to me. Yes, get this.
Yeah.
There's no Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Like I've played Spider-Man the Insomniac game, and it is brilliant. And the Miles Morales semi-expansion / sequel-ish ? Question mark.
It's
not a sequel.
It's not a sequel. If I remember correctly, they said what it was. It was like a.
But it's not a reboot.
No, it's not a reboot.
It's basically going to be following Miles, and it's going to be a story involving Miles.
Yeah.
And like I say, as long as they don't kill Peter Parker as the reason why you're playing as Miles, is like I don't mind being Miles. Miles is a damn cool character. I kind of like him. Miles is a cool character. Easily.
Just don't kill Peter. Yeah, that's all we're asking. Don't do what Marvel Comics did. Don't kill Peter.
Don't kill Peter Parker. Because you don't need to. I understood why they did it in Ultimate Spider-Man, because it was literally like Miles Morales is taking over the role.
Yeah. Plus, it's just kind of.
There was a reason why behind it. But anyway, I
wasn't on about the Ultimate Universe.
Well, you're not.
No.
Well, that's where Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man is from.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm on about, because Miles Morales is in.
Yes, but he's a Prowler in there.
No.
Oh,
Miles Morales Spider-Man is in the normal universe. He's from the Ultimate Universe and he's come into the normal universe. It's very fucking confusing. But there's a whole thing.
That's Marvel and everything apart from.
There's a
the
whole
X-Men
thing
one.
where Dr. Octopus becomes Peter
exactly.
Parker.
No, that's what I'm saying.
What I mean.
That's what I'm saying, right? That it doesn't matter. Look, Marvel as a whole is confusing as hell. Apart from its X-Men comics at the moment, and that's because they're being run by
Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah,
it's good.
Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah.
It's that's why that's friggin' amazing. But anyway,
I think that's it.
that is pretty much it.
Is there anything that you like to look up?
Yeah, is there anything that caught your eye?
What do
I think
you-
a lot of people will be looking at Avowed and going, "Ooh, Obsidian
Probably.
Skyrim."
Probably. I am not.
It piques my interest because I love Oblivion, and Skyrim has a lot of those like streamlined stuff in it. Like there's a level cap. And
This is what I'm wondering. Are we going to get a PS5 and Xbox Series X version of
Skyrim.
of Skyrim?
Of course we are.
I mean, it's on everything else, right?
Of course we are.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not really bothered about Avowed.
Yeah, if like I say, I think I'm going to end it with like if Microsoft wanted this to be the thing that everyone was talking about and hyping up the Xbox, I think it's kind of falling flat.
Yeah.
Just like Halo's graphic style.
What do you think about the 24 karat gold PlayStation? And what do you think about the rumours for Junji Ito and Hideo Kojima?
Hideo Kojima and Shinji Ito. Not Shinji. Junji Ito.
Collabing.
Collabing.
It's a rumour, obviously, but what do you think about it?
I mean,
leave them in the
Nightmare
comments.
Fuel is definitely the result.
I hope it's true.
Because you have the person that created Psycho Mantis
Yes.
and all the weird shit that happens in 5 because of him.
I'm telling you, Death Stranding is just going to be all in Psycho Mantis' head.
Right. And then I think there's not enough fire. There's been no fire.
Yet. There's a lot of tar, and tar gets set on fire quite easily.
That is very true. But yeah, it's like the person that came up with Psycho Mantis and hell, everyone that's in 3 and 3
And the BTs.
and the BTs and the Beauty and the Beast Squadron in Metal Gear Solid 4. That thingy Octopus, which is they are nightmare fuel potential. The nightmare fuel potential of that collab is ridiculous. I don't even want to think of it.
Well, if it is true, we're playing it.
Yeah.
Then we have to.
You'll have to do it on a Friday because there's no way I'm going to be able to sleep after those. But anyway, that will be it for today.
Yes. Do you hope you've enjoyed this chat? And we'll see you in the next videos. Bye now.
Toodles.